Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Today I'm going to be using the Flower Therapy deck, which is very awesome, made by Doreen Virtue and Robert Reeves, who is out in Australia, and he's quite an amazing fellow as well. So if you haven't heard of him, he has YouTube videos and stuff like that, so check him out. I have been doing a lot, so I've kind of been exhausted. I don't know if I look or sound exhausted, but I'm a little bit exhausted. I've been doing a lot, trying to get my focus, but again, I'm doing, things here and there and everywhere. So lots of energy being spent everywhere, which I need to work on. But hey, I'm not perfect, right? And well, I'm perfectly imperfect, just like everyone else. For this month, the month of December, I have a special for angel readings, in person or online, for $25. The price is going to go up in the new year just because it does take so much energy. I had two wonderful in-person readings on Friday, and they went amazingly well. The two women that I had in, it was just amazing how accurate the cards were. It's $25 for 2-deck reading, which is when I do a double reading, which you guys have probably seen me do before, with the 3-card spread for one deck and another 3-card spread for the other deck, which goes underneath, and you read them vertically, and they somehow go together amazingly. They just mesh together perfectly, like the same kinds of messages line up from different decks, which is something you just have to experience when you do a double deck reading. It's amazing. So anyway, that was really great, and I'm offering that for this month, and if you're interested, you can email me at justines.stream@gmail.com, and I will try to do my best for you. So right now I'm going to focus here and get the messages that will be of service to everyone for this week. Also, when you're using decks, if you're doing card readings for other people, or even if other people are just touching your decks, make sure that you knock on them before you start. I've been meaning to mention this. I probably didn't do that enough before. It's just another way to knock out the energy, so just wanted to throw that out there. And also, saging your cards works as well. Just running them through the smoke. I mean, anything. The cleansing is really, really important, right? And we kind of don't do it enough. Cleansing ourselves as well. Okay, let's see what we have for this week. For the beginning of this week, we have new beginnings. This is an opportunity to rise from the ashes stronger and more determined. Ooh, I like it. Like I've been saying for the past few weeks, I really feel like new beginnings are just around the corner, especially with the new year fastly approaching. New beginnings. Oh. Here we go. You're strong enough to move through this. Please know that you're being guided and supported by your loving angels. Heaven is bringing you the energy of Banksia, which is a symbol for starting anew. This is your God-given chance to pick yourself up and rebuild. Times may have been tough in the past, but the worst is behind you. Everything ahead is smoother, more comforting, and safe. This card asks you to ignore the low-energy, ego-based thoughts that say you're done and that your dreams have turned to dust. Attune your inner voice to the higher vibrations of the flowers, the angels of nature. They'll bring you the strength and courage to take the next step forward. When I saw this, and as I was reading that, I thought for a second it looked like corn. And for some reason, it made me think of, corn, crop, growing, harvesting, and I don't know, that's just kind of what came to me. In terms of that, reaping what we sow, I don't know. Honestly, I just feel like the fruits of your labor, basically, or your vegetables of your labor, if you will. This has been a really tough year for a lot of people, not just myself. There's just so many people, I think, that were really awakening this year, really stepping up and really taking chances and not being afraid to be themselves, coming out slowly, opening up more, peeling layers of an onion, if you will. I certainly have been doing that over this past year. Thinking back to where I was a year ago, it's just a totally different person, and I'm sure many of you resonate with that as well. So it's been really tough. Energetically, it's been really tough. We've had lots of crazy planetary alignments this year. It's been really, really, really tough for a lot of people. And this is so important just to trust that that's passing, and that we always have the opportunity to start new every day. We can start fresh every day, and that's why it's important to continually clear yourself and cleanse yourself. Ask for your angels to help you and to envision light around you, stuff like this, just to raise your vibration and to keep in mind that, you don't have to wait for the new year for things to start. I mean, there's going to be a lot of changes in the new year in terms of the universe and the planetary alignments, and that's why energetically things are going to be shifting a lot within this new year that's coming around. But you don't have to wait around all year for a happy new year to change some of your patterns and your habits. You have that choice all of the time. You can change at any point, and you can work on anything that's bugging you about yourself. We always have things to work on. We are ever growing and ever evolving, and it's not about becoming this perfect thing or a perfect version of yourself. It's about accepting yourself in the moment, whether you're exhausted or whether you're full of energy, whether you are, chasing your dreams or whether you've fallen off your wagon. I mean, no matter where you are exactly where you're meant to be in the moment, and it's about accepting and embracing where you are. And when you do that, you just open the doors and you're welcoming so many new opportunities and people and places, all these new things to come into your life. For the middle of the week, we have release all anger with the snapdragon flower. Don't give power to negative words by saying them. Speak from your higher self and make your communications peaceful and loving. Interesting. I actually received my first negative comment the other day, which was, I think it was yesterday actually, when I saw it. And it's so easy to get triggered and to just want to chew someone out and stuff like that. But it's so important just to remember who you are and who we all are, which is light and love. And remember that everyone is where they're meant to be. We're all on our paths. And for me, this is who I am. And I've come out a lot about who I am and what I experience, and take me or leave me kind of deal. It's not my job to convince you of what's right or what's wrong. There is no right or wrong. We all have our own truths, It's whatever resonates with you, and I hope that you guys can take whatever messages that come through in these readings and just take what resonates with you and leave the rest, And if someone doesn't resonate with what I say or with what I do, that's totally cool. And it's not about them arguing with me or me arguing with them. It's not about that at all. It's not about, again, right or wrong. It's not about black or white. It's not about trying to convince anyone of anything. It's just whatever comes through, and this kind of thing helps me. Readings have helped me for my whole life, and they seem to have helped hundreds and hundreds of people this year. I've had so many emails, which I'm so grateful for, and I'm so glad that I've been able to help so many people this year just by being myself. So I can focus on all the people that I'm helping, or the one person that I've had over, this whole year that has kind of not resonated with me. So take your pick, right? We always have choice, and we have the choice to hold on to anger and to feel that tension in our body and carry that around everywhere we go and have it affect everything and everyone around us. Or we can just let it go and focus on the positive and what we do have and how great we are, even though we're always, again, in progress. We're always perfectly imperfect. So here's the release all anger message for everyone this week. You've been upset recently. Anger is a human emotion, and everyone is prone to feeling it. However, your highest good would be served by letting go of those lower energies. If you continue along your path with rage in your heart, it will bring you nothing but pain. You have the power to alter situations for the better. There's no reward for keeping negativity alive. When you choose to speak words of peace and love, you will dissolve the veil of anger that surrounds you. Those around you will naturally meet your energy and become calmer, more rational, and relaxed. You can prevent yourself from lowering your vibration again by continually refusing to vocalize negative words. This card may also mean that you've had some throat issues. Your angels and the healing energy of the snapdragon flowers, right here, will correct this imbalance. Let their energy heal you and bring your communications to a place of joy. Also, yeah, I had that the other day too, is like feeling some throat issues, and I felt kind of sick the other morning, and but I knew I wasn't sick, and I was like, something has really triggered my throat chakra. But it's that time of year, right? The holidays come, and we tend to get stressed out about visiting with family that we don't normally see because we feel like we have to impress people, right? And we're getting close to that time. It's very close to Christmas. It's just coming. It's coming. It's fastly approaching within the next few weeks, and I think a lot of us are starting to feel that stress and anxiety. Shopping as well, because it has become very corporate in many parts of the world to go shop for tons of gifts, and we get so stressed out, right? Like I feel it in my body when I talk about it. And again, this card is reminding us to watch and be aware of what we say, how we're speaking, the messages that we're saying to ourselves and to other people, because it really does physically affect us. Like when I'm talking about these negative things, my body is getting sore. I'm getting achy in my muscles, and I feel that. And it's almost like our voice craps out too, you know? Like you hear that? Like my voice is not as strong when I'm talking about things like that. So it's all about choice again. You have the choice to choose to grasp on tightly to things or to let it go. So you have the choice during this holiday season that's coming up to focus on how much love and gratitude is always around all year, and to share loving messages with yourself and with others. Or you can hold on to anger and stress and easily get sick with a cold or feel a sore throat because you're holding in all this negative energy. So it's always your choice. Again, like it's really difficult. Some days are going to be easier than others, but we always do have the choice to hold things in or just to let go and surrender. And for the weekend, the message is time to decide. Okay. Make a decision now so you can move forward. This goes again with the whole new beginnings thing. Well, actually, this whole week basically says new beginnings are around the corner for you if you accept that truth. If you accept that. And if you decide to release the anger that you're holding, it's your time to decide what you want to create in the new year. Or even now, what do you want to decide now? Are you going to hold on to anger all day today, or are you going to let it go? What are you going to do next week? And like I said, it doesn't. You don't have to wait for a new year to make change. But like I said, the way that the planets change in the new year, it's going to be a totally different energy. So there will be naturally a lot of change. But now's the time to decide what you want, and to decide to hold yourself back and to stay small and not shake the boat. Or you can decide to be true to yourself, to be kind to yourself, and nourish your body, take care of yourself so you have energy to better help others. You can help so many more people when you take care of yourself, which I always need to remember as well, right? Like I'm human and I fall off my wagon, and sometimes I try to exhaust myself, and I don't try to exhaust myself, but I try to extend myself to others, and I end up exhausting myself. So we're all going through this together, and it's really just important to try to keep your energy intact and remember how much power you do have. It says time to decide. You're being guided to a decision now. There's a situation in your life where through fear of making an innocent choice, you've neglected to make any decision at all. This is preventing you from evolving and from learning the next steps in your life's journey. Solidifying your resolve now allows you to grow. You can release procrastination and get past this ego manifestation. You can never make a wrong choice, as all paths lead to the same result. It's more a matter of how quickly you arrive at your desired destination. The choice you feel more secure with is the right one. A path that leads to greater happiness, joy, comfort, and support is where you're being guided. Let go of fear and move forward. I woke up this morning and I felt this message of, well, I don't know how to word this. Basically, something just touched on it. I'm just going to scan through that again. That touched on something, an insight that I had earlier that I kind of forgot about. Time to decide. Okay. Basically, sometimes we fear that we're going to make the wrong choice, or we try to make a list of all the things we have to get done, and whether we're procrastinating or even if we're not procrastinating, even if we're working really hard towards all of our goals, if we see a huge list, that can be really overwhelming sometimes. And so that's what I thought of earlier, is this whole thing of getting my priorities in order, and that can be really tough. But again, we have the power to make things happen. We have the power and the ability to connect with our higher self at all times. And whether you do that by meditating or by doing yoga or by going for a walk and enjoying nature and looking at the beauty and having that as a meditation, or whether you use angel cards, or whether it doesn't matter what you do. And I'm not here to preach to people and say the only way to find answers is through angel cards, because it's not. It helps me to connect with spirit. It helps many other people connect with spirit. And my readings have helped people as well. And it's not the only way to connect. There's not one right way to connect at all. And all of this is really about just trusting yourself and trusting your own inner guidance, your own intuition. And these are just tools, really. Like, cards are just tools to connect with your higher self and with your angels, of course, and with the universe, and just like the energy of love. That's what basically everything is. Again, like I've said before, and Mastin Kipp talks about this all the time, which I really resonate with. It doesn't matter if you refer to things as the universe, to source, to spirit, to God, to angels, to your higher self. Basically all these things are the same thing. It's all source. It's all a source of love. Unconditional, divine love. And that's what's important, is knowing that every single one of us has the ability to connect to that source of love. And how you choose to do it is totally up to you, and whatever you need to do, whatever resonates with you. And I will continue to do what resonates with me, and that is all there is to it, Many new beginnings starting. It's so important to let go of anger and judgment that comes from other people, which feeds into your own judgment. So, be kind to yourself as well. Just try to release as much anger as possible. Remember to breathe, because breathing is so key. It's a simple thing that we do every day, but we tend to cut our breathing short. So remember to breathe in, and your stomach goes way out, and when you breathe out, your stomach goes towards your spine. It's so important to practice small things like that, and it'll help a lot. And it's time to decide, what do you want to manifest? What do you want to focus on? What are you going to choose to do? How are you going to take care of yourself? How are you going to benefit others? And how can you honor yourself more every day and into the new year? I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.